Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rikah Kadash. Yahweh been the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah been the only begotten name of his Son, um, Salakia. Yahweh Shah been the name of his only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, I want to get into this Isaiah 14, uh, Isaiah chapter 14, and get the context of this chapter because people always misunderstand the context of this chapter. It says, verse 1, it says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land." This is the narrative of the whole Bible. The Lord is going to have mercy on the Israelites. He's not going to cast them off. He's not going to replace them with replacement theology and put some kind of Gentile heathen church in their place. Anybody that want to pick up a Bible can come to God type stuff. No, he's going to choose them just like he chose the nation of Adam in the beginning, just like he chose the angels that he made in heaven. He didn't choose everybody to be a freaking angel, man. He chose the angels. He chose Yahweh to be above the angels. Okay. He chose the Levites to be above um the other 12 tribes when it came to the service of God. Everybody had to tend to the Levites. He chose the tribe of Judah to be the kingly tribe. So the Lord always chose people to do things on a higher level than other people. See, he never always made everybody equal, man. He chose people to do different things. And this is why he chose the nation of Israel. And this shows you who is the nation of Israel. In verse 2, it says, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids." This is what Revelation 13 is all about. The faith of the saints. It's about the Israelites being taken into captivity. It says, "And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." So the Israelites was being ruled over. This is what Abraham's uh, promise was all about. His children would be slaves in the land of their enemies for 400 years. And so this is the narrative of chapter 14. So when you jump down and it says in verse 4, it says, "That thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon and say, How has the oppressor ceased and the golden city ceased?" So they're going to be enslaved in Babylon, the golden city. You see, this is where the Israelites is going to be enslaved. And this is both southern kingdom and northern kingdom. Ancient Babylon only had the tribe of Judah, man. Now, when you jump down to verse 12, and it gets to talking about Lucifer, who was the king of Babylon and not ancient Babylon. See, this chapter 12, even chapter 13, is talking about a future Babylon. Okay? And so it says here in verse 9, no, not verse 9, verse 10, it talks about the other nations pretty much going on campaign of making weapons for themselves. It says, and all that shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we, or thou become like unto us? How is that? Because this is what I was bringing out in my other live lesson, that you never seen America and Babylon the Great, see, as powerful as they are, have a parade parading around nuclear missiles. Only Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and these other countries have a major parade in the streets with a huge nuclear missiles, or a freaking uh, bunch of them. Nuclear missiles with the army walking around them. Because this is what the other nations is saying to the king of Babylon, which is America, the Babylon the Great. They all saying, are you as weak as we now? Because we got nuclear weapons now. See, you don't became as weak as we. And you even weaker because we teaming up on your behind. That's why Russia and Iran and China is having military practice drills. Okay? And this is what brings it down to the Lucifer. Because the small hats, which is over there in our land, they use America as a front, okay? Just like a bunch of dope dealers set up a corporation, set up a business, set up an ice cream shop, so they can run their dope out of there and run their crooked organization through this corporation. This is what the elites, Edomites, the elite is doing. The Illuminati, the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati. This is what they doing. Okay, it says in verse 12, after it talks about in 10, these other nations getting their military ready to be on the level of Babylon the Great, America, the major front for these elites. Verse 12, it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? See, how are these other nations done got on the level of you Americans, and ready to, and you so-called Israelis over there, and they ready to blow y'all to smithereens. It says, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nation? Because you was weakening the nation, see, first. But now Trump running his mouth and saying, hey, y'all nations, we gonna stop giving y'all money and stop giving y'all stuff. Y'all gonna have to pay exactly what we paying, and we gonna treat y'all equally across the board. And they saying, oh, so now y'all finna switch out on us. So the nations is getting angry now. Verse 13, it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend to heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north. Now, when you're going real quick, let me precept that one because that's a good one. When you go into Zechariah, we're going to see what this side of the north he's talking about. In Zechariah, Zechariah 2, in chapter 2, is the verse 6. This Zechariah 6 second chapter, verse 6, it says, and ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north. See, that's what it says, the sides of the north. From the land of the north, says the Lord, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, says the Lord. Deliver yourself, O Zion, to the Israelites that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon. See, the daughter of Babylon has, which is the king of Babylon. When you go into Jeremiah 50, 40, I think 42 and 43, it talks about king of Babylon. Then it says the daughter of Babylon. So this is what this thing is talking about. And it says, I will also put the mount of the congregation, meaning and that mount can go for nation and kingdom. You putting the nation of Israel, the kingdom Zion, the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. See, it says, and it says, I will sit also upon. Let's precept that part. See, let's get precept that part. He gonna sit, the king of Babylon, Lucifer, Babylon the Great, America, is gonna sit on the congregation of the nation of Israel. How are they sitting on the nation of Israel? Let's get an example. The same wording in Revelation 17 and Revelation 17 and 18. It says, and the woman which you saw is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Now, what was this woman doing? 17 and 17. There you go. 17 and 1. Get right to the. No, you know what? Let's get 3 to make it more understandable. It says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw the woman, see, Babylon the great, America, the great city, sit upon a cut me out talking about the temperature of my phone. Now it says, if I can put something right there. Okay, Salaki. Now it says, this Isaiah 14 and 16, to finish that one. They that see you shall narrowly look upon you and consider you, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kings of the wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prison, the house of his prisoners. So this is a place that has prisoners. See, this is not no freaking. Okay, now let me finish my video if they let me. Now that I got the temperature down. It says, okay, where we at? We at by Isaiah 14 and what is this? Isaiah 14 and 17. It says that made the world as a wilderness. Now I read Jeremiah 51 and 25, where it says it's going to be a nation that's going to destroy the whole earth. This is what Isaiah 14 and 17 is talking about. Babylon the Great and these elite Edomites has destroyed the whole earth, made the earth a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof. Okay, and they reigning over the kings of the earth, like Revelation 17 and 18 saying. This is why it has in verse 18, the next verse, to say, all the kings of the nations, see, there go the kings of the earth, even all of them lie in glory, everyone in his own house. See, these kings of the nation that's on the side of these elite Edomites, because you see the small hats, they travel to everybody's nation and got Jewish oligarchs, what they call them, in all the nations, even Russia. See, with billions of dollars running the whole economy, just like in Haiti. You got a bunch of Jewish oligarchs down there running Haiti. But when you look at it, it's the Haitians and down there in Haiti, you thinking they running the situation. See? But it's these elite Edomites that's running it. It says, so all of them in their own land, lying in glory, in cahoots with America. Because, see, they all got to have American banking account so they can trade with that American dollar at the World Trade Center. See? And in 1944, they had what you call an agreement with America. See, that's what the world, what is it? The International Monetary Fund came from. They gave all their gold to America, and they started doing business with America. So they all in cahoots with each other, even though they Trump finna stir up that spirit of them coming against Babylon and hating the whore. Now this is so 21 talks about how they gonna be slain and for being evildoers. Now I'm getting 21, Isaiah 14 and 21, and this is my major point. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. And when you go over there to China, because they swear China got some rulership, man. When you go over there to China, them people was colonized, and they gave them 50% of their what's the name back independence. They gave them 50% of their independence in 1997 over there in Hong Kong, where they've been set up embassies and consulates and all kind of stuff over them in them people land, controlling they behind like a proxy. Now when you go into the slaughter of his children for the iniquity of their fathers. See, the Lord deals with the sins of your fathers. When you go into Lamentations, what is it, chapter 5, verse 7, it says, our fathers have sinned and are not, meaning they are dead, and we have borne their iniquities. So we got to bore the iniquities of our fathers. We wasn't back then breaking no laws. See, where he had we wasn't in them wicked kings of Judah and them wicked kings of Israel. See, we wasn't back there with them wicked kings. Them jokers the one got us in trouble with their sin. But now we here now. See, and we suffering because the Lord been said he gonna throw our behind into slavery, man. We gonna pay for the crap that we was doing. So that's the same thing with them. In their rulership, the destroying of the earth and breaking God's law and being the wicked, the worst, wickedest nation in the Bible and in the world in the real time, they gonna have to pay, man. And they're not gonna get away because they gonna talk about something they are Christian. That's why Amos chapter 1 is letting them all know. See, it named them all. You Arabs and people over there in Gaza or whatever, mainly Ishmael, and you freaking Hamite Africans, and you Edomite so-called white peoples, y'all all got to pay. See, you're not gonna be unpunished. See, he got transgression that y'all done transgress, and you're gonna have to pay for those transgressions. You're gonna have to be punished. Same thing with Jeremiah 25. It says that you will be punished. You're not gonna go get away unpunished. Now let's get on to Lucifer too, in Isaiah. Now that's Isaiah 14. Now you jump over to Isaiah 26. No, Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24. It tells you who he coming after and what he gonna do to these people. Salaki. It says, verse 21, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high. See, Lucifer is the one that's on high. They the people that's on high. They the people in rulership. This is what Apostle Paul was saying. This is who we battling. We not battling no flesh and blood. It's bigger than just flesh and blood. This is the leaders and the rulers over the people that's governing the people's mind. And government means to control people's mentality, to govern their mental status. They the one controlling the people, man. It say, the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings upon the earth. See, this is what he focusing on. And this is what Isaiah 14 and 21 is saying. The Edomites is running the situation, the king of Babylon and Lucifer. They the one controlling everybody. And the other kings of the nations, they right in cahoots with them, man. They supporting these Edomites and going along with their stuff. When you go into the UN, the UN has 5 veto powers that set the agenda. And then the General Assembly is all of the kings of the earth, the other nations, that's going to try to vote on situations and do whatever they're going to do. But they following the United States, the UK, Russia, France, these Edomites. They following the Edomites, and the Edomites is leading them with ultimate power. When something go on in the world, they try to sanction somebody. What is a sanction? A sanction is when you as a top veto power, United States put sanction on Russia and say Russia is causing war and what you call it? They disturbing the peace pretty much. And I'm one of the top powers, so I can put sanctions on his behind. See, them lower nations can't put no sanctions on nobody. The nations in the General Assembly, they can't put no sanctions on nobody, man. They ain't got no power. This is what people don't know. They sitting around thinking everybody equal. Everybody not equal. The Edomites is on top. The elite Edomites is running the scene. They got the World Economic Forum. See, all of their leaders clicking up together to deal with economics, to control the economics and bring in the future of economics. That's going into that MO to the T to the B, the grain of rice, that C hip, see, that spiritual, all that yoke that they gonna put on the people, man. And the Lord is gonna preparing slaughter for them. This is what they don't understand. He preparing to throw they behind into prison and throw away the key. Because they ain't coming up out of prison and getting back to it like these other nations. The Edomites, when they go into prison, that's gonna be their end. They gonna die up in that prison. See, they not coming out of the prison and going into they land where they gonna grow vegetables and carrots. No, the other heathens is gonna be able to do that because they not in control. They not in rulership. The Edomites is destroying the whole earth. They the main one that's destroying the earth and all the animals and doing all of the wickedness. But I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.